Hey guys, and welcome to the DBGA podcast, a podcast where we interview top level executives assigned leading and growing companies in the beauty and e commerce industry. Excited to have our guest today, Danielle Edmond. We'll be diving into her story and a little bit about what her company does and some engaging insights into the beauty industry. So I'll go ahead and kick it off to you, Danielle. Could you please introduce yourself and tell a quick snippet of your story and your background prior to working at Stay Golden Cosmetics?
Yes, absolutely. I am Danielle Edmond, the founder and CEO of Stable and Cosmetics, and we've had our business for roughly 7 years. We started off with just five products, and now we have just an amazing series of collections of over 40 different types of products, which is just amazing. Our growth has been awesome, and majority of what we've done is grow on social media. So we're definitely an e-commerce and social media striving platform, and that is where we were able to get majority of our clients and customers and even our brand deals. So that has been very exciting for us. My background stems from Jamaica. I'm Jamaican, born and raised. And I want to say, when I was 17, before moving here, I'm in New York right now. I had no idea what I wanted to do just because entrepreneurship wasn't something that was taught to us very regularly, unfortunately. But I got into the beauty space through fashion. I became a model, even though I was really an athlete, but because I was tall, I signed up and I got signed and I got the opportunity to go to Johannesburg. That's where I did one of my first campaigns. It was amazing. And that experience really showed me that there was far more to life than some of the things that I was used to. And with that opportunity, it really pushed me into transforming my mindset to just doing more than even modeling or healthcare, which I was studying at the time. So, with that exposure, it really showed me that yes, I can actually run a business because I did it. I could actually do more than what I was doing. And it really made me think differently. Now, flash forward now, I want to say it's over a decade later, and we're doing cosmetics online. Like, majority of the things that we're doing right now is a lot of what we used to do, like evening in modeling, right? So, for instance, with our fashion shows, every time a model walks out, you would think that it's perfect, right? You get to watch this amazing show, not knowing the craziness that's happening behind the scenes. And that's what, like, I want to say, sometimes that's how I feel inside of my business. There's so much things that we have to manage, so many things that we have to account for, but we still manage to present it nicely to you, to our customers. So I mean, that's the little spiel for now. That's how we got started, and that's how I got started as an entrepreneur.
Okay, very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing this. And so, um, you kind of touched upon how you got into the beauty industry, but what is about your job or industry that you're passionate about?
I love how people feel when they experience our products. So, for me, because I was a customer myself of our products, and I remember one night, I feel like this was the start of something new. So, just some background, before I started marketing Glitter Lip Kit, like, I was a branding agent. Like, that's what I was into. I love taking mom and pop stores and sort of transforming them onto the social media space. And one night, I came across this concept, and I said I was going to go to Soho with my friends and just enjoy the night. And I remember walking into this, it was like a lounge, a really nice lounge for dinner. And every single person would stop me and compliment my lips. And I just felt so good about that. Like, I felt elated to know that, okay, I have something here. I'm getting a lot of compliments, and I like that. And I want to say that's the same feeling that I would want anybody who wears our products to feel. So, yeah, it's a product, sure, but it's really that feeling of just feeling good when somebody says, hey, I really like what's going on with your lips. And I've realized just from personal experience, as well as reading some of the emails that come in from our customers, that it's really transformational, because when people feel good, they tend to show up very differently in the world, and I've gotten stories like there's this lady who had cancer at the time and she shaved her head because she was going through chemo. And she told me that she never did prom and her daughter was taking her to prom, right? And she wore her burlesque glitter lip kit. And let me tell you something, that woman lit up the room. I was in tears. But to see that moment and our product was a part of that moment, it meant the world to me. And I feel like that is exactly what I want to do to people when they wear our products. I just want them to feel amazing about themselves.
That's amazing. That's amazing, and it really makes the brand meaningful. This type of moments. So thank you so much for sharing this. And now that you've been in this industry for a while, based on your experience and what you see, what are the current trends in the market that you are aware of? What winds are blowing? What are you noticing?
I want to say the biggest breeze, I want to call it a wave. The biggest wave right now is TikTok. Anything on TikTok makes sense. I know that there may be a band, we don't know, let's see what happens. But I believe that the growth and the opportunity there, especially since they've launched their shop, is just amazing. Their shop as well as their affiliate program. Now, I know that we were able to access TikTok shop when it was in beta before everybody else came on it. So we already knew some of the things that they were going to do. And I was like, wait a minute, they found a way to merge social media and e-commerce so seamlessly. There's nobody else doing it. And on top of it, they have an affiliate program. I mean, I'm sorry, but like I see it, I see the trends, I see the insights, I see where it makes sense for us to put a lot of energy towards it now. And I would say that for any single business right now, once your region has TikTok shop and it's, they start giving out those tools, your affiliate marketing tools, utilize them as much as possible because it's in a way like the value for it is so much greater than I think people really realize. Because, for example, when we were doing ads, we were running ads to our Shopify store, right? You have to be pouring in a lot of ad dollars to get people to your store, especially after COVID. Like things, everybody was starting a business, everybody's now doing ads. The competition is there and it's harder now and it's more expensive and you don't get the results that you used to get, especially after the iOS updated, right? But here you have TikTok where you could just randomly go viral for just looking cute. Like just looking cute in something and you could just go viral. And then not only is it our customers just able to like go onto your store on TikTok, they don't have to leave the platform. They could shop right there after they look at the video that wowed them. They made it seamless, they made it easy. I would say that trend, especially from a marketing perspective, is where a lot of businesses just need to be. And I really do hope that they figure out something to keep it here because it's a livelihood for too many people for us to lose it. I really hope that we don't lose it.
Yeah, yeah. Let's
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
let's fingers.
I have some other trends too because like I am the CEO of the company. I'm always looking at trends. Another thing that I'm seeing a lot more of is community building and the importance of that. So I feel we've gone through the phase of realizing that yes, influencers were great when they were great, but frankly, you could invest $1,000 or more in an influence and you get nothing in return. And I feel like small, medium, and large businesses know that to be a fact. And I also feel like the UGC space is just so there's too many people on it, to the point where, like, let's say 2 years ago, UGC was the type of content to have. But these days it's a little different. I think everyone got used to it. They've gotten so used to being sold to that they're over it. And what I think, or what I see now that makes sense, especially from a branding perspective and long term, like longevity in the game of business, it makes sense to build a community from your customers. And I'm not just saying sending out emails and SMSs, no. Like, in real life events right now makes a lot of sense, because then you get to have that personal one-on-one with people who've been buying products with you for how many years. You really get to hear their voices, you get to connect with them in real time, your team and them, they get to connect, and it's really lovely when a customer can say to you, hey, I was talking to Ash is my best friend, and I have customers writing me that. That's a really good thing when they can, like, they know the people who are part of the community, and they even follow the people who work with you. So I do think that community building, creating events that really allow you to connect, not just these influencer trips, because frankly, it's not just the influencer that is important. Actually, the influencer is great, but the people who are actually buying into your products, you're not paying them to post you, you're not paying them to wear your products, but they're doing that. Why? Because they like you. Those are the people that you really build out a community with, and they will support you, man. Like, once that connection is made and it is genuine and they align, that will flourish for years to come once you start building that relationship early. So those are the two trends I would say that make sense these days.
Okay, well, very interesting, very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, I would love to learn more about your company. So, could you tell me about your company and what products are over at Stakeholder Cosmetics?
Yes, so Stay Golden Cosmetics, we are known for our glitter lip kit. She's party proof, drink proof, literally turn up proof is what we used to say years ago. But she is the smudge proof glitter lip kit that you may or may not have seen, like, going viral all over TikTok and Instagram and Twitter for a while. And that is what we're known for. We have over 20 shades when we're in stock right now. We have a lot of shades that's out of stock, but we will be restocking soon. And we also have products that I want to say, or people, like, or community, they're the girlies and the guys who love to stand out from the crowd. They don't want to fit in at all. They're unicorns, like, in a group filled, let's say our group is filled with, at the library, with people wearing black hair, the Stay Golden person is gonna be the person with purple hair. Like, that's just how they are. They're very unique and very sweet people. So those are the types of products that we create for our demographic. It's the products that is different than the rest. So it's not your typical foundation, even though we're a cosmetics company. Like, sure, we could have done foundation. Yeah, we could do the basics, but that's not what our people want. They want the extra. They want to look different. They want to be the vibe. And right now, my lip, like, I'm actually wearing something that we haven't released as yet. It's a lip plumper, and she turns your lip into this color that you're seeing. So she's actually clear, but she plumps your lips and she turns into this color. So, like, we're very excited about that, because I have to always represent Stable in some way. But yeah, that's what we do, and those are the types of persons that we cater to.
That's awesome. And so I feel like you kind of touched upon this already, but I really want to give you the chance to really dive into this topic. So, what unique value do Stay Golden Cosmetics products bring to your customers?
Yeah, it's that feeling. It's such a feeling of feel good. And that's what it boils down to. Once upon a time, before we understood how important brand is and how personal it is, because it's easy to throw money at ads and just expect people to buy and just talk about the product, like, all day. Yes, the product is amazing. It's this. No, like, who we're catering to is the person and how they're going to feel when they wear our products. So I want to say, like, the value that we give our consumer base, our beautiful community, is that feeling of just feeling like their best. Even if you wake up not feeling the greatest, you put on something from us and you're gonna feel good, and it's going to translate because once you give good energy, you start to receive energy. I think that's definitely what our value is for our people.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And you've been in this industry for a while now, and it's very competitive industry. So, what are some of the challenges of being the CEO at Stay Golden Cosmetics? What do the day-to-day challenges look like for you?
Yeah, so there are a lot of challenges, and I feel like the challenges sort of change as the years change and the times change. So one thing I will say is that there's always going to be a challenge when it comes on to business. You just have to accept it. At the moment, one of our challenge would be, for me at least, is letting go and allowing other people to do their roles. Because a bit of, I don't want to, trust me, I don't want to be the person that's micromanaging. But then in this economy, you sort of need to be, you can't have to be on the pulse to ensure that things are getting done. So that's one thing. Like, I delegate all day, but I really want to see results. We set very stern deadlines when it comes on to certain things. So that's a challenge for me to just let go. And then also, with everything that has happened recently in the social media space as well as the e-commerce space, I want to say adapting to changes very fast is challenging, especially when you've spent years creating systems and processes for certain things that could easily go obsolete, which is what we have faced. So during the beginning of the pandemic, listen, I was stressed out. I did not know what to do. I did not know, seriously, I did not know what to do, and thankfully we got through it and we figured out that, let's just talk to our community. And that's really what helped us through that phase. Now, coming out of it, we thought that things would get better, but it actually got worse for us because now, again, way more competitors online. We have people stealing the concept of glitter lip kits and making it theirs. They would go as far as copying everything, like down to the packaging, and the only thing that's different is their logo here. That's it. Everything is the same. Their logo just slapped it on. So we've encountered a lot of that because now people are looking at what's working and they're trying to mimic it to see if it would work for them. So, like, even with that, again, we have to adapt to these changes. We have to take notes, not get out of character, and just sort of move to the change. I feel like we definitely had to adapt fast when you see these things happening, because the longer it takes for you to adapt, because it's going to happen, the change is going to happen, there's no need to fight it. Like, you just have to be strategic and start moving to it. And I feel like that has been challenging for us, especially, and not just me. I have a lot of friends who are entrepreneurs as well, and they've all had to shift with how they do a lot of things. Some have had to close down businesses, some have had to just take a sabbatical, off so that they can regroup, so that has been challenging. And then also, because I mentioned some people closing down, the mindset, like, it's almost heartbreaking when you have a business and you don't know how to make things better for it. And like, one of the challenges is how your mind adapts to what you see going on with your business, and you have to stay in it. And it's not easy. It's really not easy. I can say that all day, but there's times where I don't feel like getting up, but I know that I have to. So I want to say that the mindset game, especially now, you have to be on it. You have to have good people around you. You have to know what you want to overcome the challenge, so I would say those are some of the things that we've had to, or still working on, managing.
Okay, and I want to follow up on this. You were talking about mindset, but What would you say is the type of mindset that is needed to be a successful CEO?
I would say resilience and but also understanding what resilience really means, because it's so easy to say you have to work through it even when you don't feel like going through it. It's very easy to say that. And in reality, like a lot of the things that even I have faced in the past 2 years, they're very new to me. And it's very hard to keep going where you don't even know where you're going. You just keep going, and there's a quote that says, "You walk by faith and not by sight." That is literally the mindset that you need to have. That heightened belief that what it is that you're doing is so important to you that regardless, you're just going to keep pushing. Even if you're seeing nothing, you're going to keep pushing. There's even like an illustration I've seen sometimes where you have this guy like sort of digging and digging, and he's been digging for years, and the diamond is right there, but there's no way he's gonna see it, right? But imagine digging for years and you feel like you're not winning, you're not seeing results, but you just have to keep going to get there. It's easy to step away from that because you're not seeing the results. But imagine like tapping into that diamond, and then it's like, wow, a moment. But then it's like you get that moment and you have to realize that you get the resource, but you still have to keep going because that's not the end to it. So it's a cycle. It's an ongoing cycle in this journey of entrepreneurship. It is really not for the weak, trust me. But I would say the mindset of resilience, like getting up when you feel sad, when you feel down, when you feel tired, being able to shift when you see like struggles and challenges and adversity coming around, being able to move forward. Just yesterday, real life example. Yesterday, well, Friday, I got some bad news. I In the evening, Saturday, my entire Saturday was just me on like a very weird cloud, still moving but almost robotic. And I had an event yesterday, an amazing event that I wanted to go to. It was a tea party with this woman that I absolutely adore, and I wanted to make sure that I was there. The thing is, I woke up, I felt off, and I didn't want my energy or my face to show negatively in this setting. I wanted to make a good impression, and I was just there talking to myself. I'm like, Danielle, listen, you're gonna put this makeup on, you're gonna get dressed, you're gonna smile. And I was I was in the mirror like smiling, and I didn't look so happy. But I was like, you know what? Go. And then I called the Uber. The Uber was stuck in traffic for 20 minutes. Every single thing that could have happened to make me not show up at that place happened. Okay. And I ended up walking there. Like I walked there. I showed up, and in the beginning I didn't feel so good. And you see, the more I started to talk to people, the more I started, I was so happy that I got to hug her. And now there is an opportunity for me because I was able to show her some of our products because she has a store there and she really likes them. So now again, an opportunity just presented itself from actually fighting through that feeling of not wanting to go. So life, it's like that. Like you have to keep going, you have to keep moving and show up, as best as you can, even when you feel down. Bring your products with you, bring your cards with you, give people something to show about you, so that while you're in their faces, they can remember you. So that's important. That's also important, showing up and doing your best no matter what.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing this advice. I think it's very, very wise advice. Now I want to transition a little bit into a different topic because, as you know, we're a data analytics company. So I'm always curious to hear about other people's experiences when it comes to data analytics in the industry. So, in your experience, how does data influence decision making and strategies in the beauty industry?
So without data, we wouldn't be in business. I can tell you that much. There'd be nowhere for us to go. Data is like a guide. the data shows you what you need to see so that you're able to focus and work on those things. So, for example, we've known for a very long time, and this is because of data and our insights, that our leading demographic are they're women between 21 and 35, right? We know that. It's been clear on every single platform, Instagram as well as TikTok, even Facebook, right? And we also know where they're located. We know majority of our people are located in major cities, and so we know how to find them. So for example, with that type of data, we know that, okay, well, if we're running ads, we could definitely hyper focus on these areas. And even with that, ads change so much that that doesn't even matter as much. Interestingly, it doesn't matter as much. But as another example, because these are places that we have a lot of influence in, imagine working with creators or influencers from those specific areas, especially if they're going out for a night out, to create some buzz, to create some content, and so on. So sometimes we could see an uptick in sales as a result of doing things like that, And then another instance, we had like we had like a really great uptick one time in Chile and Mexico. So we started to see, okay, so we have a wave of potential clients coming in from South America. That's amazing. So now we can tap into it. We could figure out, okay, how can we get our products here? Without people paying $20 in shipping, to these persons who are interested, because here's a market who wants our products. They just want to figure out how they can get it without paying that price. So without insight, we wouldn't have been able to even know how to approach people. We wouldn't have been able to know who to market to or how to market to them or even how to speak to them. So it's all important. Without data, you have no business. And I want to say, the more you can understand your data, the better it is. Like sometimes it can get very complicated, and I don't have the bandwidth sometimes to really dig through things, and that's why I think like having somebody who understands that on your team is very important. So you're able to think of ideas. Like they come with the numbers, you come with the ideas, and that's how we're able to solve more problems and get in front of our audience even better.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
definitely, definitely agree with this. And so, um, could you elaborate a little bit on this and share some insights on the role of data analytics in understanding consumer preferences and trends within your company?
So the best example, another real life example, is we have or $1 million product. Her name is Baby. So the Baby Glitter Lip Kit is the shade that has always gone super duper mega viral on TikTok. But we never started with this shade. When we started the business, like we did not have any type of um baby pink. So baby's a baby pink. She's nude, so she's more everyday wear. We're not really everyday wear color. So we thought that, okay, people want the vibrancy, they want energy, they want to stand out. And then on our second launch, we launched the baby glitter lip kit. I also want to say this because it's important, because it's another insight. When we launched our business, we were probably the first persons doing this, but we just had GIFs on our website. We never did product images. Why? Because videos really show our products in real life and how it actually looks. So as opposed to doing like a boring product image, we went for GIFs with the insight. And what we learned from that is people prefer it because they could see it in real life, and that's how we got so many sales. If we were doing it based on product images, we probably wouldn't be on this call today. Okay. Seriously. So even with that, our second launch was with the baby glitter lip kit. And to me, I had no idea that it was going to do as well as it did. As soon as we dropped that GIF on the website, people flocked to it. We didn't even start promoting it. It just went by itself. I was like, Okay, that's interesting. And then as years progressed, we really realized that she became like her own thing, to the point where she would be getting sold out before everything else all the time, and again, it's insights. So now we're seeing, all right, people do like nude shades, they really like that, and they like colors that looks natural on their skin tone. So with that insight, we were able to develop two other nude shades, just slightly different, and those shades are performing very well on TikTok. So imagine, we don't do nudes, we that's not a clear standout, right? But with the insights and what everything was telling us, it told us that, listen, people like your products, but they actually love the fact that it is nude. And as a result of that, we were able to make a decision to launch more nudes for the girlies who liked nudes. And it's doing very well on TikTok right now. So I would say, listen, without that insight, how would we have known what else to launch? We wouldn't have. We'd just be playing it by ear or just guessing. But with those insights, you can make educated guesses. You can work on strategy. You can tweak things. You can do A/B testings to see what works, what doesn't work. That's amazing. Another thing that we did with our emails recently, because again, this is insights, we do our emails with Clavio. We learned that sending shorter form emails perform better than the longer templated emails, right? I mean, I feel like that's huge, because for years we've been using these cute design, they're still cute, but no, it's just one block instead of this long thing. We found that people would click that more, so it had a higher click rate, and naturally it had a higher turnover when it comes on to actual revenue, because more people would buy from that one. So that, again, that's insights. And if we didn't do that A/B testing to really see whether or not it would work, we wouldn't have known.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. And now I'm curious to hear about what are the projects for Stay Golden Cosmetics? What is your vision for the next 12 months?
Yeah, so I mean, with the things that we've learned based on the insights, we know that we want to redo a lot of our flows for emails and so on. So again, this is just with building community and also just being able to spike revenue as a result of, because that's the reason why we're in business and can stay in business. We need revenue. The next thing would be creating more products for our people so that they can feel amazing. We're diving into TikTok and our community to talk with them more, to share more. Every single thing that I mentioned earlier, like we're going to be doing some in real life events so that they can come through and check out the vibes, see if they're down with us in real life, because that's important. And then also one of the things that we want to do this year is something special, but we do want to see if we can align with a charity and just help some ladies in need. So yeah, that's the plots.
Okay, awesome. Very exciting things coming then.
Yeah.
Now I have a last question. It's a loaded one, but I like to ask it. I think it's a good way to kind of wrap things up. Um,
Okay.
what are some of the most important things you've learned in your career?
Oh, hmm. One of the most important things, I have to keep learning. Not just me, my entire team. Have to keep learning, have to have my pulse on everything. Things are changing so fast, and it's important to stay up to dated with everything that's going on. It can become overwhelming, but this is where you sort of prioritize what matters most to you and your vision in life. So I am always learning. I am always throwing myself in a marketing course. Like every single system that we have, I've done the schooling on it. I've had to learn about SMS and email marketing. I wanted to, because I want to be very knowledgeable. I want to understand how things work before bringing in people to do them for me. So that was important. And frankly, like if I wasn't constantly learning, I don't think I would have been able to like really build this business up. Because when we went viral, like when we went viral, our website completely shut down. Like it couldn't, this was before we even knew about Shopify. Our website just and like I realized that, oh hey, I can have that happening. And that's when I had to get on YouTube and okay, what's great for e-commerce? Oh, that's what my business is called, an e-commerce. Okay, and that's where I started to just learn as fast as possible. I started to learn about how to start bringing revenue in with different areas of marketing, from ads to SMS and emails to influencer marketing to promotions. Listen, it was a lot to learn, but I love it. And even those things that I've learned now, a lot of it is still the same. It just looks differently and it's just different on different platforms. So I would say always learn, just keep learning. Knowledge is everything. What you have to be for me, I want to be an expert, like I want to be able to, again, I told you when I started out, I like helping people with developing their businesses. So when I even talk to my friends, I'm giving them everything I know. I'm like, listen, you need to do this, try that. Like it's important to just keep learning. Knowledge over everything. Seriously.
Yeah, definitely agree with this. And thank you so much for sharing all these insights. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Of
Now,
course.
for the people that are listening or watching and that want to reach out to you, where can they find you?
So you could find me directly on Instagram. It's Danz, DANZ Edmond, EDMOND. If you want to chat, if you want to talk about your business, by all means. If you'd like to shop my brand, you could check out Stay Golden Cosmetics on Instagram. That is also our website. And we're also on TikTok. If you Google Glitter Lip Kit, you're probably going to find us. So yeah, those are the best places to reach us.
Okay, awesome. I'll put all that information in the description of the podcast. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.